mad hype to bring y'all this super dope discussion on hard work and work ethic. It is with Major League Baseball player, shortstop, and outfielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Cole Tucker. Cole, my guy, appreciate you joining, bro. How you feeling today?
Of course, bro. Thank you for having me. It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
No, everything's good. Honestly, everything's good. I'm at home in Arizona for the off season, working out, hanging out, having a blast, man. Just trying to stay safe out here, you know.
Just real quick, just a one-liner on Cole. He was born in July 1996. He's actually younger than me. I was born in December 95. Fire. From Phoenix, Arizona, just like he said, and he was drafted out of high school by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the first round, 24th overall in 2014. So, Cole, I'm going to actually give this one to you. How do we know each other? Because it's actually mad funny. How?
Yeah. So you want to talk about like the glove stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I am an avid baseball glove collector, and so are you. And way back in the day, there was this website called GloveWorks, and there was a forum on there. And a bunch of baseball glove geeks like ourselves got on there and talked and traded and discussed baseball gloves and everything under the sun. So, and we all had like these like usernames. So no one really knew who they were, but then you kind of did the more you stuck around.
Yep.
And so this Zoom call right here is a lot of years in the making. So I mean, it's been a while.
Like that, like has definitely been featured on GloveWorks. That's the DJ2 Custom Pro Preferred. Like that was according to the Black Horse Date Code, 2009. So that's hilarious.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure you still got all your cameras.
Yeah, dude. I keep them at my parents' house. Like I only have one glove here, which is weird. But at my parents' house, there's dozens and dozens and dozens. It's bad. It's really bad.
Incredible, bro. Totally feel that. But yeah, again, just focusing our conversation on hard work and work ethic, just exactly as we talked about as this week's topic. Wanted to ask you a little bit about like what your days look like growing up, right? So like specifically as you progress through high school, when it became more and more of a reality, like, yo, like I could for real do this shit. Get to the league. Like what were like your practices, workouts? Like what do those tournaments and shit look like for you?
Yeah, it was a lot, man. I mean, I was stubborn, and from a really young age, baseball was it for me. And I always felt like I was actually having this conversation with my dad yesterday. I was like, if you want to do something like crazy, like be a rock star or a baseball player or be in the Olympics, like you have to almost think from a young age and just trick yourself into believing that it's like gonna happen, because it's such a far-fetched thing. If you don't really believe on the inside that it will and can happen, it's gonna be really hard to do. So from a really young age, like I was obsessed with baseball, and I thought it was going to be it for me. And I'm glad that it ended up being that. It also has wasted a lot of time. But in high school, I was really lucky to have really good coaches. My high school coach, Brandon Buck, was awesome. He played in college, really understood me, really knew my family, and understood that like of the 18, 19, 20 guys on this team, like Cole is really serious about it, you know, and always held me to a high standard and made me work. And I wanted to, but he really pushed me and helped me kind of reach that next level. And then in club ball, I had a really good coach. His name's Micah Franklin. He a lot of the Arizona high school baseball guys that you hear about were playing on this team, like guys you see on TV now. So I was really lucky to be surrounded by a lot of people who knew that I took baseball really seriously and pushed me. But as far as like my days went, I'd go to school, you know, and I would leave and we would practice. So I played for the Arizona Diamondbacks scout team, and we had full reign of the Arizona Diamondbacks spring training complex in Scottsdale, which was like 15 minutes from where I grew up, 20 minutes from where I grew up. So we would be out there all day. During the summer times, we would show up at like practice started at 10, but if you wanted early work, it was optional. Everything was optional. You could show up at 9 and we'd do early infield stuff or early hitting stuff. Then we'd run a full practice from like 10 to 1, 10 to 2. And if you wanted to stay extra for extra work, like you could stay till 3, 4, 5. And we did that. So from a really young age, I was almost practicing and training like a professional baseball player. And I think when I did get drafted and I did get into pro baseball, it helped me understand what the work ethic looked like. what the days looked like, what the grind looked like, what you needed to do to recover so you could bounce back the next day and be ready to play and be ready to practice. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer. I don't know if I answered it right, but I was just playing, man. I didn't lift weights. That's probably like a terrible thing to say, but I never worked out in high school, really, consistently at all, honestly. I was just on the field, taking ground balls, running, hitting, doing all this crazy baseball shit. And it worked out. I mean, honestly, I wish I started working out earlier so I could have a leg up physically, but I just didn't. I was just really committed to baseball, really into it, really in love with it, and it ended up working out.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And first of all, you did answer the question. I
Cool.
think reason as to how I guess you could call it the inspiration for this topic, or just wanted to delve deeper. But like we're about the same age, and like how many people do we see 13, 14, 15 years old on like Instagram and just whatever it was on social, of like the purple demon emoji of like, let's get this bread, ha ha, 100
Yeah.
100 emoji. And it's like, no, but like, bro, are you actually doing it? Right. So
Yeah.
you're obviously, an embodiment of somebody that has actually done it.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, you see that, and some of the people that are doing the emojis and shit like are doing it. I mean, it's not like a demerit on your grind. I mean, you can do all that stuff and still work really hard. But I don't know. I was having fun with my friends and my boys, but I understood that within that, what I was doing and the time I was putting in was gonna catapult me into what I wanted to do as an adult.
Mm-hmm. And what you're doing right now as an adult is playing professionally. So you get drafted, as mentioned earlier, and you no longer have the school component. Right now, it's truly,
Thank God.
all baseball. Yeah, for real. So when it becomes all baseball, like you're getting paid to do this. Like, did your work ethic or like routine shift at all? Like, how did it differ from like when you were managing the academic component as well, compared to even just now?
Yeah, I was a relatively good student, and I mean that in a way that I could just kind of get it done and get good grades by just talking and listening. I was never the guy that was like staying up late grinding, like hunched over a book, like, oh my God, I need to ace this test tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like the school part didn't really like hold me back all that much, but the way that my work shifted when I got drafted was just that all of my time was like allotted for that. I would say that the school part got replaced with just being social, just like hanging out with my friends, hanging out with my family, and just doing normal people stuff. But the off season's long and the days are long, and there's a lot of time within that to get your work in.
Yeah.
So during the off season, I mean, you have all of October, November, December, January, February to like get yourself ready. So during the weekdays, you're hanging out or you're working out and you're running, you're hitting, you're taking ground balls, you're lifting weights, you're stretching, you're going to yoga. Guys do all these crazy different kinds of things to get ready for spring training. And you really are just in the minor leagues, especially, you're trying to find your routine as best as you can so that when you show up, you are ready, you are healthy, you are strong, you are on your P's and Q's baseball wise, so there's a lot of time to do that. And when you're not doing that, you're just kind of hanging out, it's nice. It's like, it feels like you're on like summer vacation essentially, because there's no games, no one's trying to get you out, which is super nice. Like no one's throwing me a slider today. I already worked out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I already worked out and ate. Like I can sit on the couch the rest of the day if I really want to, because I got my work in and it's 2:00 and I'm chilling. So there's plenty of time, which is nice, but also you can't sit back and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to wait till Christmas to start working out, because there's so much time. Like you got to be on top of it. You'll get weeded out if you do that.
Yeah, you will definitely get exposed for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so then kind of on the same topic a little bit of just, keeping yourself accountable. There are also other people that keep us accountable, whether you're in the workplace and it's like an older, more senior individual there, or even like, let's say as it relates to sport, like vets. So like who was or who is like your vet that you kind of have been able to turn to?
Yeah, one that I had in the minor leagues, and then we got to play together in the big leagues, was super sweet. A guy named Jake Elmore. If you're a baseball fan, you know who Jake Elmore is. He's bounced around and played like on a bunch of teams. He got drafted in like the 5,000th round. Played at ASU. Just like grinded. He's probably played like 4 years in the big leagues. Like he did it. He balled. But he's like pieced it together. And I played with him in AAA in Indianapolis, and he's just become one of my all-time favorite people, teammates, people to be around. Like, I love that guy. In the big leagues, it was definitely Chris Archer. I mean, we're both biracial. We're both tall. We're both very outgoing. Like, off the field, our lives look very similarly. Obviously, he's a pitcher and I'm a position player, so we have the differences on the field. But as far as just adjusting to the big leagues, in the clubhouse, socially, professionally, doing stuff like this with the media, he's helped me so much. We're really, really good friends. And I can't thank that guy enough for what he's done for me on and off the field, just making me a better person, making me a better player and competitor too.
Yeah, no, that's super dope to hear, because I was glad when he left the AL East, I'll tell you that. Because
Yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it.
he would
Yeah,
shove against the Yankees all the time.
all the time, man.
So, all right, let's keep it moving. April 20th, 2019. So, you're playing the San Francisco Giants at home. I know you remember it perfectly, but just for the viewers here, facing Derek Holland, bottom of the fifth, 1-1 game, 2 outs, 2-2 count, and Cole homers for his first major league hit. So it's 2-run shot, 431 to dead center, kind of shit on it. And it was a 3-1 win in a rain shortened game. So you talk about it in the post game presser afterwards. You were like, yo, I was calm rounding first and second, rounded third, dugout was lit. I got lit.
Yeah.
So later that day though, like, well, first of all, what's going through your mind, like running through those bases as you relive that from only like a little over a year ago?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's weird. It feels like it was forever ago, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, I hit it, and you know how you click one and you're like, wow, like, I did it. I couldn't hit it any better. So like right when I hit it, like I knew I kind of Sammy Sosa hopped on it. And I was like, wow, like I really just hit a homer. Wow. And then I just thought like, wow, that was my first hit, you know, like I played in a AAA game the day before, you know, so like getting a hit doesn't seem that foreign, but it's your first major league hit, you know? And like fireworks are going off. I like start coming to, I'm like, oh, my family's here. Like, well, this is my first game. My brain just kept like reminding me of all the cool shit about it as I was rounding the bases. And it was like just me, like I'm passing like whoever, Kevin Pillar's in center. Like I see him, Brandon Crawford, Evan Longoria. And then I see my dugout in the stand just like losing it. Right. And then I lose it. Like I get chills. I'm screaming, look like an idiot. And I just like, you high five the boys, go in the dugout, and like there was just this sense of euphoria just going through you. Like it was the coolest thing ever. I couldn't have drawn it up any cooler, honestly. But that night after the game, like some of my friends and family were there. They made the trip up to Pittsburgh from Arizona, and it was just so cool because so many of those people have been cheering me on, have been driving me to practices, have been driving me to tournaments, have been my biggest fans and supporters, and people that I've leaned on the whole way through. So to have them there just to soak in that moment with me, because they had so much to do with it, just as much as I did, was really cool. You know, like when you do something and you do it, you're proud of yourself and you're happy for yourself. But when you see your parents proud and your brothers proud and your best friends proud, like it's a cool moment. Like no one can ever take that away from me. You know, you don't get that many of those moments in life. So for that one to be that cool is pretty special. I'll always remember that.
Yeah, bro, that's so dope, because like that leads so perfectly as a segue into like the question that I had, which was like later that day, like did you, with your phone blowing up, did you give like any thought to like just kind of just the grind and the effort, really just the sacrifices you made along the way? I mean, I'm sure you missed birthdays. I'm sure you missed like hanging out with friends and shit like that along the way. But you're just
Oh
like,
my God.
this is what I did it for.
Yeah, dude. And I had such a fun upbringing and childhood. So I don't want to poo-poo it, make it sound like I didn't do anything fun, because I did. Like I really did. I had a blast growing up. But I missed spring break trips or parties or hanging out with friends because I had to go hit and all this stuff for years, like compounding. I said no to thousands of things that I could have said yes to. But if I had said yes to those things, it's like, we're probably not on this call right now. Like, you probably don't even know who I am. But I did, and it feels good to have this life that you've always wanted and you know that it's a testament to the hard work that you and your coaches and teammates and family and friends like put in with you. And that's something that like I don't take for granted. You know, my senior, I'll tell you a story, it'll be quick, but my senior year of high school, my name's kind of buzzing. I might be a first rounder, yada yada yada. And I really wanted to go to San Diego with all my friends for spring break and just like party, just be a kid, you know. And I was 17 years old, so that was like the biggest thing ever. I wanted to go get drunk with my friends at San Diego, you know. And my parents were like, I don't think you should go. Like, you've got a big game against DV Monday, like the first day back after spring break. And Desert Vista is like our big rival school. And lo and behold, like I leave school early to go hit BP for scouts before the game, like I always did. And there's like 50 scouts there, like everyone and their mothers there. It's during spring training. It was in March, so everyone was here for spring training, and they came to my game to see me play. And I went crazy, dude. I hit a homer first inning, right-handed. I hit like a triple left-handed. I hit a double left-handed. Made some sweet plays at short. Like, I made myself some money that day. And my dad after the game was like, aren't you fucking glad you didn't go to San Diego, dude?
Yeah, Dick was throbbing.
Dude, yeah, I was like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't go because this day might have changed my life, man. Like Billy Bean was there at my game, you know, like it was a big deal for me. It was the biggest baseball game I'd ever played in my life to that point personally, you know. And I'm really glad I didn't. So little stuff like that adds up, man, you know. I mean, I wouldn't do it any other way, man. I really had a good upbringing, but I'm glad that I kind of did it intelligently so that I ended up in the position that I'm in now.
Yeah, so like a big takeaway from that for me was just like the process, fall in love with the process. Because if somebody isn't in love with that process or isn't even as deep into the micro, then they'll see it as like, no, like I'm trying to get a little of my boys in San Diego, and not like, oh, this could actually be like a pivotal moment for me. That's also like a reminder of a video that I'm also working on called 168, which is the amount of hours in a week. And it's not necessarily about hustle culture because, like, and this could be a separate video, but just like the importance of mental health. It's not about hustle culture. 168 is really going to be more about just zooming out and seeing shit for like for the macro, for the bigger picture, but also just falling in love with the process along the way.
Yeah, dude. That's important.
Like boiling a game down into like, rather than try to win the whole game, win the inning, win the pitch, win the AB or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. I like that. I think that's really cool.
Thanks, bro. So one more thing about just playing professionally overall. We talked about this right before we started recording. So the Knuckleheads podcast, Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles host it. And one of their great questions that they start interviews with was, who was the first player to bust your ass? So for you, could be similar. Really just what was your overall welcome to Major League Baseball moment? It could have been in a clubhouse of like a vet just like smacking the shit out of you, or it could have been in a game where you go, over 3 on 9 pitches with 3 Ks, So like,
dude, yeah, that would suck. I had one. My first series up was against the Giants. Mm-hmm. My second series up was against the D-backs, and those were both really good. Like I was just balling, like whatever. And then we went on the road for the next series, and we're going to play the Dodgers, and it was in LA. So everyone that didn't come to Pittsburgh that first week seemingly was in LA. Like all my friends were there, I'm on the Colin Cowherd show. Like, yeah, shit's sweet. Everything's great. Dude, the Dodgers busted my ass, dude. We faced Ryu, Kershaw, and Rich Hill, like 3 lefties. Everyone's hot. The Dodgers haven't lost a game all year. Belly's hitting 600. Dude, I went 0 for 4 the first night off Ryu. The second night off Kershaw, I went like 0 for 4. I got a base hit, and then they reversed it. They like went to replay and reversed it. So I went 0 for 4. And then all my friends are here. We're all hanging out. We're having a blast. Everyone's like, Cole's in the show. Yada, da, da, da. And then I just wasn't doing anything worth coming to see. And then the last day I got a hit off Rich Hill, but I was like, oh my God, like I suck. This shit is so hard.
Yeah. But stay hot, Cole.
Yeah, that was like my, hey, this isn't going to be that easy moment, So, I mean, people go 0 for 4, 0 for 8 all the time. It happens. But I was just like, whoa, this is tough shit, man.
No, that's a funny story right there, for real. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Tough,
it
tough.
is what it is.
That's baseball, bro. That's baseball.
100%,
Um,
100%.
so as we begin to round out a little bit here, so you played short all of 2019, played it pretty fucking well too. Only made 139 chances, so 986 fielding percentage. But suddenly you're taking reps in the outfield. So, like from a development standpoint, like what's the mindset there, changing positions like that, like putting the work in,
Yeah,
something different?
yeah, it's really weird. It's kind of a learn on the fly situation. I played shortstop my whole life. Every level professionally growing up, like I've just been a shortstop. And then this year, just the way our roster kind of shook out, they're like, we kind of need someone that can play outfield, honestly. And we think you can do it and you're athletic enough to do it. And they came to me with that like 6 days before the season started, like the regular season started. So I was like, all right, like I need a glove. Anyone got a glove? So I borrowed my manager's glove, used it the whole year. It was actually a Byron Buxton, like still platinum label,
I could
whatever.
tell. I was like, since when did he get a platinum label?
I did not get a platinum glove, but
Looking at
it's all I had. It
right.
was the only glove broken in. So it was just like, hey, go kind of figure it out. And every day in early work, every day during BP, I'm shagging, I'm taking reps in the outfield, just trying to learn the position at 3:00 so I can play it at 7. I can tell you everything that I know or that I think there is about shortstop and probably be pretty spot on.
Yeah.
But with outfield, I'm pretty new to all of it. So going into next year, they said, come in, be ready to play short or be ready to play center. And I'm cool with that. I'm excited about it. But it's still like a work in progress of understanding position and the reads and what it takes to be great at it. I think I'm a really good infielder. I think I'm really good at shortstop. And I want, if center field's what it's going to be, if right field's what it's going to be, whatever, I want to be able to match that. And just being a student of the game and putting in the work and, listening to people who really know what they're talking about is going to be what gets me there, in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt. And so really to just conclude this one here on work ethic and just hard work overall, Carson, he gets drafted first round. He, of course, his little brothers always do, one-ups you. 23rd overall by Cleveland. So what insight were you able to offer him, not only like as he was growing up, but even just like right now as he continues to embark on his journey?
Yeah, I hope a lot. It would be a better question to ask him, but he's doing it, man. I'm really proud of him. Just to kind of have like the same trajectory as me to this point, like I'm so happy for him and proud of him. I hope he's a Hall of Famer. Like to see someone who has, even though he'll never admit it, like looked up to me his entire baseball life. Is so cool to see like his dreams come true and his hard work pay off, because he did all the same stuff I did, making the sacrifices, holding yourself to a high standard, working your ass off. He did all of that and obviously did it better because he went one pick higher than me. But it's just so cool to see that, just from a big brother perspective. I'm super proud of him. I mean, he could have been great at anything. Like if he wanted to be an artist or a woodworker, like I'd be proud of him, but it hits home and it's near and dear because it's baseball, going to the same high school, playing the same position, getting drafted first round, hopefully he gets the big leagues, all that good stuff. It's really cool. And even now, I mean, he's living with me, like his bedroom's on the other side of this wall. He's not here right now, but I'm just kind of trying to show him the ropes and make his journey as smooth as I can make it be. I'm not going to be able to hit for him or throw for him or run for him or anything. And he doesn't need that. But if I can give him some insight as to what's coming or what it should look like or what it should sound like, I'm here for him as much as he'll allow me to be. It's his career and it's his life, and I want him to make it his own. But just like Jake Elmore, just like Chris Archer, those guys I was talking about earlier, the people that have really helped me along the way. I want to be one of those people for him, as long as he'll have me.
Yeah, no doubt, for real. This was dope. I mean, if you just have any, let's say, key takeaways, whether it pertains to hard work, work ethic, whatever it is that, you feel like you could offer just as far as some parting words, just for the viewers. But otherwise, that's all I have for questioning.
I'll run something. Have you ever heard of like intrinsic motivation?
Not intrinsic, no.
Yeah, I had neither, so it's all good. But like I think it was middle school. My one of my eighth grade language arts teacher, which is what we called English in Arizona, um, taught me about being intrinsically motivated. And her name was Miss Williver. We called her T Willie because her first name is Tracy. And she's awesome, one of my favorite teachers ever. We used to like learn about words and like intrinsically came up in class or whatever, right? And I asked what it meant, and she's like, being intrinsically motivated means you're doing something because you on the inside want to do it, not because someone's paying you to do it or because someone is asking you to do it or you feel pressured to do it from an exterior source. Being intrinsically motivated is about like from your heart, you really want to do it. So for me, I've always been intrinsically motivated to be a baseball player. And I think that's why I was able to be great at it, or be able to be a professional at it, or be able to excel and go on and continue playing. And I think that in life, I'm not trying to like preach at anybody here. I'm just talking out of my ass. But I think if you really want to be great or excel or continue doing something, playing something, studying something, if you're really, truly on the inside in your heart, intrinsically motivated to do it, I think that you will see progress consistently. Because you get out of bed and you're excited about being great at that one thing, whether that's computers or making smoothies or building schools, anything. I think if you have that, you're going to really enjoy your journey and be great at what you do.
Yeah, no, that's really just fantastic insight there. I mean, also, again, just reminds me of why it is that I'm doing what I'm doing, because I love this shit when it comes to sports storytelling.
Yeah.
You know Gary Vaynerchuk? Like
Yeah. Dude,
yeah.
he DMs me all the time. I think I'm the
No,
coolest person on earth.
actually, yeah, he does talk about that, bro. On his podcast, he's like, yeah, I fucking DM'd Cole Tucker, and he replied. And I'm like, all right,
That's
can you like
hilarious.
lower the passion for a little bit? But that's just how he is. He's just balls to the wall all the time.
Yeah,
But
totally.
it's one of his really good quotes, among several, that I have in my notes from December 9, 2019, 6:05 p.m. He said, loving what you do allows you to love the process, which then allows you to be massively patient. And I was like, damn, like that hits different.
Yeah, dude. It was massively patient.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's real life. Because I wanted to play in the big leagues when I was 9. Like I wanted it so bad. I wanted it tomorrow. I wanted it today. But I was so committed to the process of what I was doing that I knew when I was 22, 23, 24, however old it took me to be, like I was going to put myself in a position to have success. So that's spot on in my life. I think that's really cool. Gary's a cool dude.
Yeah, what if he DM you, bro? Like,
Dude, like I'll start sending them to you, just like inspirational
yeah,
stuff or like
nice.
stuff that he's working on. He's a responsive, really cool, successful person. He's a sweetheart.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, he's he's all over the place, but one of his offices are in New York, and I once interviewed with them, and it was literally right before COVID, so I was like, regardless. Yo, this was dope. We'll stay on for like a couple of minutes, but I am gonna end the recording here. Yo, appreciate
Cool.
for real. Thanks, man.
Of course, anytime.